Ancient Sumerian texts indicate that the Earth, Tiamat, was struck by a large planet which moved it into its present orbit and created the moon and the asteroid belt. In his books, The 12th Planet and the Cosmic Code, Zecharia Sitchin outlines this celestial battle as described in the Babylonian text called Enuma Elish. The Sumerians counted the sun and the moon as planets. The 12th planet means the 12th celestial body in the solar system. That's from Planet X NASA Cover-Up. Does a runaway wrecking ball belong to the solar system by Joan d'Arc in The New Conspiracy Reader. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. I just want to comment on a couple of things very quickly. The first one is to applaud all of the people around the country who have decided to exercise their right to openly carry firearms, and some of these to go to Obama events. And I want to applaud them for doing this. And I want to also say a huge applause to CV1122 for her video exposing the shenanigans of the media regarding these particular events. In one instance, a black man carried an AR-15 to a rally, and the media outlet that was covering that event meticulously avoided showing his race. And one of the commentators, as CV1122 so eloquently put herself, and showed in the clip that she had in her video, specifically mentioned white people carrying guns to rallies when we have a black president trying to inject the idea of race, when nothing could be further from the truth. So just wanted to say, I think it's fantastic. I think if it starts a trend and more people start carrying their weapons openly, I can only see it as a good thing. So congratulations to them. And by the way, if you haven't seen CV1122's video, I strongly suggest that you do so, and subscribe to her. She got a great channel. She does really good work. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the healthcare issue. Once again, can't do it enough justice because it's such an important topic. You know, just the idea of healthcare reform itself being framed within the terminology that's used by the administration and by the, establishment opponents, that is the GOP, the so-called right wing, is a total sham. It's a total fucking sham. I don't hear a single word in the mainstream media about the tremendous amount of cuts that are coming from Medicare in order to pay for this boondoggle health reform. It's supposedly reform, and what is it doing? Well, here's what it's doing, okay? It's going to take $500 to $600 billion away from Medicare. What does that mean? That means that Medicare is going to pay less to doctors and hospitals for the treatment of the elderly and the disabled. Now, do you think there's going to be reached a point where doctors and hospitals are going to receive less from Medicare than a procedure costs? Therefore, they are not going to accept that insurance and or refuse to do that particular fucking procedure. The answer to that is yes. So for all of the people who go to these fucking town halls and they talk about rationing of care, you're seeing it right there. And it happens all the time. So in all of the talk about healthcare reform, I see Medicare being thrown on the ash heap. And I see seniors and the disabled being made to pay the price for this. Because ration care has fucking arrived, and it's right fucking there. And it's going to get worse. So if you're going to have health care reform, then you better fucking do something about Medicare. Fully fund it. And make sure that the payments that are going out of that fund are commensurate with what procedures are being performed. Just because you say, I'm going to give you this much for this, don't think that a hospital, a private fucking institution, is not going to say, well, I'm sorry, Grandma, I can't help you with that particular surgery because Medicare is only going to pay X dollars and our costs are Y dollars. So if your focus is on ration care, we have it now, and it's going to get worse. And the people who are going to pay the price for that are seniors and the disabled. And don't think for a second that you're going to be left out of that if you happen to be one of the people that's not included in that group. Because ration care is going to come your way too, in any system of so-called reform that's being put forward right now by either Obama or the House or the Senate. So you better think about starting somewhere and starting with real fucking reform, and that is to fully fund fucking Medicare and make sure these people are getting the care that they deserve, and that the amount of money that is being paid is acceptable to everybody in the system, so that they can choose their own fucking hospital and doctor. Before you try to tell me or anybody else in this country that you have to buy insurance from a private insurance company that's just going to keep jacking up your rates. Take a look at Medicare and say, well, you know, I'm for single payer, so fix Medicare, fully fund Medicare, and provide Medicare for everybody. Make sure the payments are commensurate with what's going on. You know, we already have ration care, and it's getting fucking worse. It's going to keep getting fucking worse down the road. So if you want to start reform, you can start right there. I want to hear some people talking about this, and I want to hear some people yelling that they're not going to accept so-called reform in the healthcare industry on the backs of the elderly and the disabled. Because that's not reform. That's eugenics.